Anyway, let's talk, shall we, about employers and landlords as well, who allow illegal immigrants to work for them or rent their properties, and what we can do about it. Apparently now, much tougher penalties will be coming into place. Get this, everyone, eye-watering sums. Businesses could face up to £45,000 each for a first breach, up from £15,000. Is this the answer then? Just charging people a lot more money to stop them filling their workforces with people that don't have the right to work here?
Well, is it the answer to what? It's not the answer to illegal migration. This is not going to stop illegal migration. But it is the answer to people, unscrupulous employers, basically robbing British workers, legal workers. I don't mean British workers, I mean people entitled to work here, of decent wages for doing a job, by taking advantage of people who will accept wages that are below the standard in order to do the same work. And I think that's only fair, because it is a form of robbery. And I think if it helps contribute to that, and we catch, of course, enforcement is important, you have to catch them. But if we catch people doing that, then I think we should give them really hefty fines that make a big difference to their bottom line. The same is true about landlords in a different way. Yeah. Landlords very often are letting out properties, seeking to let out properties that are in some cases unfit for human habitation. And the only market they've got is people who are illegal migrants who will accept that and pay a rent for it, which is again, is a robbery. That it is not worth that rent. It shouldn't be allowed, and they're exploiting them. Yeah. They should be punished.
But these fines,
financially hard.
Yeah, but these fines are complete performative sideshow. And what I mean by this, your colleagues in Parliament passed this legislation around 2017. There's already a 5-year criminal sentence if you're found to have broken the law. I don't think any amount of fines is going to deal with the real problem, which is the pull factors into our labour market and into the underground illegal housing supply. So, for example, there should be a national register of landlords licensed by the state. Therefore, you lose your livelihood if you're found to house people who are not entitled to live here. The same actually with work. I looked on the government's website because they publish details actually of employers who have been fined and found out on a quarterly basis. Just 25 employers were fined in the last quarter. It's a combination of hand car washing places, pizzerias, hairdressers. Really the usual suspects. That's where the money should go, into enforcement and ensuring that these types of businesses are not allowed to get away with it.
Yeah, well, nobody's disagreeing with any of that.
Yeah, but
I didn't say it was an answer to illegal.
I
didn't. There is enforcement going on. Believe me, there is enforcement going on. But you don't find it on every street corner. You must have noticed the hand car washers in London have practically disappeared. Certainly around central London. The ones I used
to haven't in my neck of the woods.
Certainly around, they vanished around where I live. And now it's definitely queue for the machine at Hammersmith because there's no other within miles if you want to get your car cleaned. There is enforcement, and it has a ripple effect as well, because other employers notice and they stop it before they get caught. So that happens. I said, I don't think it's the answer to illegal migration, but it is the answer to an injustice which actually affects other people.
But do you think that actually
people who are being robbed of decent wages because somebody is employing somebody?
But do you think that, Daniel, that actually if people can come to the country and then they can see their mates on the TikTok, I've got this job, I've got this wad of cash, surely you must think that is a pull factor?
I'm agreeing it's a pull factor. This is not a response
to illegal.
This is not going to stop illegal migration. The victims of what this is intended to stop, what it should be stopping, is people who are legally entitled to work being robbed of work at decent wages by unscrupulous employers who say, rather than employ somebody legally at a decent wage, I'm going to employ somebody illegally at a 3/4 the wage, and because that is the robbery and that's the injustice which is being inflicted by this activity. It's nothing to do with illegal migration as such. People will still come if they think there's an opportunity.
Yeah, but you're just providing an analysis of the problem. You're not really suggesting what the solution is.
I'm telling you what I think the problem. I'm telling you what I think this problem is, and it's not illegal migration. It is about the underpayment of decent people, of proper wages for a job.
So
and
as a
the way of
Conservative,
addressing
you would
it is to
support more
punish
regulation
people.
of the labour market.
What I'm saying is the way of doing this is to make these fines bite and to enforce them. I don't know what you're disagreeing with me about, because I'm not actually disagreeing with you, Tom. The way to make is, and we do need more enforcement, but a lot of enforcement goes on. You seem to think it doesn't happen.
Well,
because you don't
what the
catch
website
enough people.
shows. I mean,
what the website shows is the number of people prosecuted. It doesn't show the ripple effect of that. That for every hairdresser you prosecute, whatever it is, there'll be a dozen hairdressers in the vicinity who wake up to the notion of what they're doing and the risk they're running.
Not convinced.
Tom says he's not convinced. Are you convinced at home, yes or no?